Here's your ISA 2026 playbook. For those who don't know what an ISA is, and if you're in a different country to the UK, you have your own equivalent. It's a tax shelter. It's a legal way to avoid tax. Okay. So the goal with it is that you can save money, grow it tax-free, and therefore have more money than you otherwise would. Seems pretty obvious. Okay. The ISA allowance is for adults £20,000 a year. So if you put that into an ISA, the issue then is, well, what do you do with it? Okay. And let's look into that. Let's look into what you should get ready for next year. One, reduce costs and keep compounding. So step one, find out what the total fee you're paying is with your particular broker. There's a lot of brokers: AJ Bell, Hargreaves Lansdown, Free Trade, Barclays, Interactive Investor. Lots of them offer ISAs. They don't all cost the same. And there's a cost for holding. And I'm going to talk about stocks and shares ISAs, holding stocks. And there's a separate cost for just management fees, any other fees they might have. But I think it's important to keep an eye on those. You might think, well, it's not going to make much of a difference over years. It piles up. So that's step one. Step two, match your risk, not to your mood, but your time horizon. So if you're more risk averse, then you should be holding for a longer period of time, because then the wobbles in between that the stock market can bring won't cause you panic. If you're quite risk loving, then a shorter period of time is fine. That's how you should look at things. Now, you might think, I'm risk averse, but I only want to hold for a short period of time. I'm afraid you're asking for too much of yourself, because you're more likely to worry, panic, and lose money if you're holding for a shorter period of time in stocks and shares. So you might want to hold more cash for that reason. Automate the contribution. Step three, if you can't do it all in one lump sum, you don't have to put it all in one lump sum. If you're transferring from providers, let's say you go from a Hargreaves Lansdown, who are pretty expensive, to say a Free Trade, who are a bit cheaper, then transfer doing it in kind. So say you don't want to sell your shares and repurchase them, just keep it as the same stocks moved across, and that should be possible. Okay. Step five, review it monthly. Rebalance annually. In other words, if you had, for argument's sake, £20,000 and £1,000 in 20 stocks, let's say, that's obviously 5% in each stock. So if at the end of the year, one of them shot up and it represented 20% of your overall portfolio, you'd want to bring everything back under normal circumstances, all other things being equal, want to bring it back to 5% holdings across each of those. Okay. There's a link in the bio to find out more. ISA transfer in 30 seconds. Moving platforms does not reset your allowance. So it's not like you lose your annual £20,000 allowance. But if you don't use that allowance in a particular year, it's gone forever, which is why a lot of people would say, look, let's try and use it. You can't reclaim it from years you've not used it in the past. As I said, ask for an ISA to ISA transfer. Don't close your ISA with one provider, take the cash out and open a fresh ISA, because you'd be losing your allowance. It doesn't carry over. So you've got to do an ISA to ISA transfer, and the brokers will have a form to help you do that. As I said, if you keep in-kind investments, i.e. stock for stock, then you're avoiding what's called out-of-market risk, that time it takes to exit one thing by another. Do check any exit fees and new platform fees side by side, and then just fix the allocation. Try and not to be trading in an ISA, because then all the tax benefits will go in commissions. You're going to be paying the broker. The brokers will love to send you lots of information, lots of data. Don't be panicked by all of that, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to keep buying stuff. They want to keep selling you things, because you're now a captive audience to them. So be careful on that. Okay, equities generally, of course, over a long enough time have always beaten cash and inflation. So that's an important factor to remember as well. January is coming up. Get some of these things looked into and sorted out now. If you want to learn more about investing, as I said, the link's in the bio as well. Basically, your ISA should be boring and effective. If you're starting to get excitement from your holdings and you're staring at them, well, it suggests that you're making the mistake of counting your money before it's in your bank account, because until you've sold a stock, that's not really yours, the money, and because it could go down tomorrow and you don't have what you thought you had. So don't spend what actually isn't yours, and it isn't yours until you've exited a position. And don't keep exiting positions because the fees will kill you. You'll get wrong-footed. Don't try and outsmart the market. You're far better off just holding for a long period of time. This is all education. It's not financial advice, but I'd also suggest, if you've got the extra capital, to open a child's ISA as well for your son or daughter, because they have their own allowances as well. And that, again, the years go like this, and that money could build up in, say, a global fund, a global exchange traded fund, which just tracks the global stock market. The stock market in 2026 globally, global economies are expected to grow. That's just good news. And were they to do so, then you'd expect your returns to be greater than in a bank account. But on a day-to-day basis, it might cause you panic. So I know this is very much a beginner's guide to getting your ISA right for 2026, but I hope in many ways that helps. I have a quick request for you. If you'd like more free videos like this about whether it's ISAs, SIPs, pensions, what to do with your money, then please like, follow, subscribe, because it tells the algorithm to send it to more people. If they send it to more people, I get more viewers, and then I know it's worth my while doing. So please do comment or like or share or repost or do all of those. All of those things can help. And finally, have a look, as I said, link in the bio, have a look at www.campaignforamillion.com, campaignforamillion.com, and you'll find a whole ton of free resources that I've put there for you as well, including you can download a free copy of one of my 18 books. You've got it over there. You'll be able to download a free copy of that from the website as well. Thank you very much.